Hello guys, welcome to this beginner's guide to Excel. This tutorial is for absolutely beginners, like for those people who are just getting started with Excel. So let's get into it. With this, I get my Excel here. As you see, I'm using Excel 2013. So let's just open it up. And if you are using an older version of Excel, let's say 2010, or maybe an earlier one which is 2016, so everything will still look the same. Let me say 95% of the things that I'm going to be showing here, they will still be the same. So don't worry if you are using an older version or maybe an earlier version, you can still follow along. So yeah, as you can see, it's open up here. Here we got all these templates that you can choose from. Excel gave us all these templates that you can choose from. If you want to use any of these, you just click on whatever you want and then you can be able to edit from it. And if you look up here, you also got these. You can filter them like business charts, planner, and also on. So you can also search for templates online, and then they will give you a list of all those templates as well. But then for this tutorial, I want us to cover mostly everything, so we're just going to start with a blank workbook. Just click on blank there, and this one will open up a blank workbook. So there's a couple of things that I want to explain to you before we get into it. So the first thing that I want us to look at is, if you look up here, you will see this. You got all these tabs up here. We call these tabs. This is the home tab, insert tab, page layout tab. So we call those tabs, and then you see once you click on each tab, there is this opening up here. We call this ribbon. So you got your ribbons opening up here. You got your insert tab, and then you got all these ribbons, page layouts, and then you got all these ribbons. And then you will see each ribbon is divided into group. This is a clipboard, this is a font group, this is an alignment. You will see each ribbon is divided into group. And then you will also, I hope you notice, each group got this, I call this round button. So if you click on those, it will give you other options. It will give you other options. You will see mostly all the groups, ribbon groups, got this round box here. So you see, got all those round box there. This one got a round box. You see, got all those round box. So what are round box? Round box is actually, let me say, like Microsoft wanted to give you all these options here in these ribbons here, but some option couldn't fit because they didn't have enough space here. So they created this round box where it will give you all other options that are in that particular group. So round box, they just give you other options that couldn't be fitted on this space in here. So yeah, the other thing that I want us to look at, it's this thing here, this space here. We call this a spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet. This whole thing here, this is a spreadsheet. And with a spreadsheet, you got your row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you got your columns, 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, your row, and then your columns. And then between the intersection, let me say the intersection between a row and a column, we call that a cell. It's what made up a cell. The intersection between a row and a column, it made up a cell. So this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell, and this is a cell. So the intersection between a row and a column, they made up a cell. So in each cell got a name. Each cell got a name. Let's say this cell here, we call it F7. This cell here, F, which is the column where it is, and then 7, which is a row. This one here, we got a G3. This one here got a I 7. So each cell got a name where it made up of the column number, which is K, and then the row which is K6. So, and then the other thing that I want us to look, we also got a range, and the range is just a group of cells that are together. So a range is just a group of cells that are together. Let's say this is a range, and then this is also a range. This is also a range. So a range is just a group of cells that are together. And then the other thing that I want us to look at is this sheet here. So this is the first sheet 1 here. You can also add and then have sheet 2 and then have sheet 3 and sheet 4. You can add that by pressing at this new sheet at this plus here, and then if you want to delete it, you can just right click on it and then delete, and then it will be deleted. Right click and then delete. See, you got your sheet here. So these sheets here, all the sheets, they made up what we call a workbook. So a workbook is made up of all the sheets here, okay, let's just delete that. So and then the other thing that I also want us to look at before we get started is this zoom here. So you can be able to zoom in on your worksheet here. You can zoom in and zoom out, zoom in and zoom out, zoom in and zoom out. So yeah, that's all that I want us to look at before we get started actually inserting some data into our Excel. So let me just zoom in. Hope you can see perfectly, and then we can come into the first cell here. So let's say we are writing our movie inventory correction. So we want to create a list of our movie collections. So let's just say start with a title. Let's say a list of our movie, right? And then you will see this here, you will see a list of our movie, as at the moment is showing that it's also through to our B column here. It's cover A and then B. That's how it look, but technically it's just in B. So this is just an illusion. So if you click on B, it will show you that no, you can still type something in there. So that is just an illusion. It's just in A. So if you see that no, you don't want it to go over, you can actually enlarge this column by coming to the edge here, and then you see your cursor have changed, and then you can click on it and just drag it to your right, and then you will see your column is now big. So that's one way you can enlarge your column. That's one way you can enlarge your column. So now everything is now fitting in A. So you can do the same thing with your row as well. Just come at the bottom here and then click on it and then drag down, and then you will see it's now a bit big. So that's how you can format your cell. So yeah, this is our list, and then let's just say this is the name. In this column we want to put the name. Here we want to put date purchase, the date that you purchase it. Then here you want to put the price. Here you want to put the general. Here you want to put the rate, and let's say that's all that you want to add there. So you created that, and then here the first one, let's say you want to start with boys in the hood. So the date that you purchase it, let's say it was 1993. the price, let's say it costs $2. The genre, this is, let's say, action. And then the rate, let's say this is rated 16. So that's how you add your data. You just click on the columns and then you start typing, clicking on the cell, on the cell, on the cell, and then you start typing on the cell, and then you start typing. So whatever cell you want to, you can just click on that cell and then start typing. So to move around cell, you can use the arrows on your keyboard, up and down, right and then left, the arrows. You can also, if you want to move right, you can click on tab, and if you want to move left, you can click on shift and tab on window. And then if you want to move up, you can click on shift and enter, moving up. And then if you want to move down, you can just click on enter, and that's on window. So you should, at least if you can learn how to move around your spreadsheet with just your keyboard, it will be helpful. Remember, you can use your up and down arrows on your keyboard, or you can use enter to move down, shift enter to move up, tab to move right, or shift tab to move left. And as well, you can also just use your mouse and click on whatever cell you want to format. So yeah, let's move on to, let's say, the next movie. Let's say we got Think Like a Man, right? Let's say this was 2011. So the price, you bought it for $5. This is a romantic. As it is romantic, and then rated 16 as well. So that's how you add data. So just give me a second. I'm just gonna forward this so that I can add a couple of data or a couple of movies in here. Okay, welcome back. So you can see I added a couple of movies in here, and the other thing that I wanted us to look, I forgot to show you, is if you click on this, let's say you click on this, what you want to, on this cell, and you want to edit it. If you start typing, you will see that everything is just erased, is being erased. So just go back, everything is being erased. If you start typing, everything is being erased. That's because you are on there. There's a difference between being on that cell and in the cell. So at the moment, if you click on this, you are on the cell. To get inside the cell, you can double click, and then now you got your option. You can actually type inside there. So just make sure that if you click on it, you are on the cell. So to get inside, you have to double click, and then to get inside the cell. And then if you look up here, you can also see that your text here are showing up here. If you click on this, showing up there. If you click on this, showing up there. So if you don't want to double click on the cell, you can just click on it and then come up here, and then you can be able to edit from here. As you can see, now you can be able to edit from there. So those are the two options. You can either double click to get inside the cell and then start editing, or you can come up here, just click on the cell that you want to format, come up here, and then you can start editing up here. So yeah, that's what I wanted to cover. So yeah, let's move on. So let's actually make this look more like a table. So this will be your title. So to format this, you can just click on that cell, and then you can bold it. You can even make it italic if you want. You can underline it all you want. So let's just leave it at italic. At italic there with bolded. So you can also, you want to put this in the middle. So what you can do is just highlight all this until to the end of your table. Highlight everything, and then if you come up here, you see this merge and center. Just click on there, and then now you will see everything is now merged. All this column has now been merged, and then it's just which make it just one big cell. All this cell has been merged, which make it just one big cell, and then it also center it. So that's how you can just highlight and then merge and center if you want to center it. You also got options. If you didn't want to center it, you could just merge it or something like that. But if you want to merge and center, that's how you do it. So you can also, let's also make this bold. Since these are title, you can just click on the edge here if you want to write the whole row, or you can come here and then just highlight it until the end there. Just the same thing, and then you come here and then bold them. You can bold them as well. So you can click at the edge and then it will highlight the whole row. So yeah, that's how you do it. You format that. Then now it's looking more like a table. You can also change the font size if you want. Just click on that and then change the font size if you want. See, the font size is changing, but let's just leave it there, and then you will see, let's just click on this. Since this is just one pink cell, now you can paint it if you want. You can paint that, and then you can also change the text color if you want. Just make it white or like that. So you can paint that, and then you can also paint this if you want. Just highlight whatever you want to paint. So let's say you want to make it this way, and then you can change the color as well if you want, whatever color you want. So that's how you format your table. You can actually do all that with this. So you can actually format everything in here. So yeah, if you want to center this, you can just like highlight and then come in here, center, and then you can do the same thing as well. Highlight and then center. Let's do the same thing with this one as well. Highlight and center, and then this one, highlight and center, and then let's also center this, highlight and center. So you can do all that formatting. Just make sure whatever you want to format, you highlight it first. Make sure you highlight it first. So yeah, that was just a quick introduction. So let's say you are now done with your sheet. You just want to save it, so you can just come up here and then save it, or you can save or save as, and then you can choose. You can save it. In this case, we're just going to save it into our computer. I'll choose a desktop, so book 1, and then Excel workbook there. So you save that, and then you will see, you come up there, you will see our workbook is here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's there. So yeah, that's how you can actually work in Excel. So yeah, that was just a quick introduction. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below, and if this is your first time, please consider subscribing. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.